The air at Old Trafford was electric, a mix of hope, dread, and that peculiar smell of burnt pies wafting from the stands. Ruben Amorim, Manchester United's new gaffer, paced the sideline like a man who just realised he'd brought a fork to a soup-eating contest. After a rocky start, the Portuguese maestro needed this game to show the fans, bored and his sceptical barber, that he was the man for the job. The match began with Everton's defenders looking more like mannequins at a discount store than Premier League professionals. United's Marcus Rashford, radiating confidence, was everywhere. First, he scored in the 34th minute after a pass from Bruno Fernandes, so perfect it could have been gift-wrapped. Rashford celebrated by pointing to his temple, a clear message to the haters: big brains, not just bangers. Amorim, on the sidelines, reacted with all the composure of a toddler discovering sugar. He hugged his assistant, high-fived a ball boy, and fist-pumped like he'd won the lottery. Somewhere in the director's box, Sir Alex Ferguson grinned approvingly, or it might have just been indigestion. By half-time, United led 2-0 thanks to a Joshua Zirkzee goal that made Everton's defence look like they were auditioning for Strictly Come Dancing. Ruben strutted into the dressing room like a man who had just found a parking spot outside IKEA on a Saturday. His half-time speech reportedly included the phrases "play like your rent depends on it," "don't let me call my mum to sort you lot out," and mysteriously remember, the chicken always crosses the road. In the second half, Rashford struck again. His second goal was a beauty, as if choreographed by angels and filmed in slow motion. The Everton goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford, could only stand there, hands on hips, contemplating life choices, and whether he should have pursued table tennis instead. By the time Zirkzee added a fourth, Everton fans were already planning escape routes, and Ruben Amorim was making substitutions like a kid trying out every toy in the shop. Harry Maguire even got a run, a moment greeted with cheers so sarcastic they nearly hurt. Post-match, Amorim addressed the press with all the humility of a man who just conquered Mount Everest in flip-flops. "This is only the beginning," he declared, looking more like a Marvel villain than a football manager. He winked at the cameras, leaving journalists questioning if they were charmed or threatened. The fans, meanwhile, flooded Twitter with memes. One showed Amorim photoshopped as a knight slaying a toffee-themed dragon. Another showed Rashford carrying a backpack labelled Manchester United and captioned, "The real captain." Everton manager Sean Dyche, sporting his usual scowl, muttered about fine margins and next week's response, but even he looked like he needed a stiff drink. His players, meanwhile, departed Old Trafford as quietly as a bad Tinder date, avoiding eye contact with the travelling fans who were busy debating whether this performance was worse than their last attempt at karaoke night. As the dust settled, one thing became clear: Ruben Amorim had officially arrived. Whether this was the start of a glorious new era or just a moment of sugar-fueled delirium remained to be seen. For now, the Portuguese gaffer was a hero, the players were legends, and Old Trafford was alive again with the sound of dreams.